Welcome to AM Best Audio.
The Federal Emergency Management Agency Review Council set a strategic shift to private market flood insurers, and updating write-your-own compensation rules are ways to address shortcomings of the National Flood Insurance Program. Best Wire's Steve Hallo has been covering this story and joins us now to tell us more about it. Steve, welcome. So great to speak with you again. Thanks so much for joining us.
Hey, Lori, how are you doing today?
Doing well, thank you. Steve, what are the issues or problems the council is looking to address?
Yeah, so the FEMA Review Council is primarily hoping to address the NFIP's history of significant debt and deficits, and those were primarily caused by, systematically underpriced risks and, just a series of catastrophic flooding events. Now, the council is also looking to fix dated write-your-own compensation methodologies. They say that their goal here is to make sure that insurers aren't being overcompensated for those policies. And then just one final thing, the group is also seeking to manage properties that are seeing repeated flood losses. And also, part of the work is also trying to improve the efficiency of federal disaster response.
Steve, what are some of the proposals on the table to make fixes to FEMA?
Yeah, they have a number of proposals to fix FEMA, ranging from, the things they're trying to do with the NFIP to trying to shift some of the responsibility down to state and, local governments. As it pertains to the flood insurance, as you kind of mentioned, the council's proposed is a strategic shift to the private market. They're aiming to do this primarily through a depopulation program, kind of like what we see in Florida with their work to depopulate citizens. And they're also looking to create a flood insurance marketplace that would have a central clearinghouse. Now, this would offer both NFIP and private carrier policies. Now, other recommendations the council is making is updating compensation rules for insurers to kind of, better reflect modern administrative costs. And they also want to refine risk rating 2.0 to better align rates with actual risk. The council also suggested shifting, as I said, major disaster response leadership to the state and local governments. And they also want to exempt the NFIP from certain environmental regulatory requirements. Those are primarily directed by the Endangered Species Act.
Customize your data experience. BestLink now offers an interactive company dashboard that provides company-level intelligence in a fast, user-friendly interface featuring interactive tables, charts, and Sparkline performance histories. Customize the dashboard tiles to prioritize the insurer ratings, data, and analytics that best support your workflow. AM Best. Our insight, your advantage.
And how would this impact the private market flood insurers?
Yeah, the proposal, if it's approved, would allow private insurers to take on a much larger role in the flood market, leveraging their capital and kind of advanced risk modeling. One flood MGA said that they could cover roughly 95% of current NFIP policy holders. While this is going to create growth opportunities in current competition, private carriers will still be required to meet strict eligibility and financial stability standards, and that's just to prevent, any kind of failures during a catastrophic flooding event.
Steve, if these proposals were to be implemented, would the impact be on consumers who need to buy flood insurance?
Consumers would like to see expanded options. Once again, another flood MGA said that nearly half of current NFIP policyholders could potentially see lower premiums if they did make that switch to the private market as well. Policyholders could be required to select a private carrier's policy if the cost is no more than 10% above the actuarial benchmark set by Risk Rating 2.0. Now, that's done to ensure pricing remains competitive. Overall, the combination of private innovation and a federal safety net, they're hoping to increase the number of homes that are covered by flood insurance nationwide.
Steve, this has been fascinating, so insightful, and it's always a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
We'll talk soon.
That was Steve Hallo, a Senior Associate Editor at AM Best. For AM Best Audio, I'm Lori Chortis.
Looking to get the full attention of the insurance industry? We have the platforms that will do just that. Whether it be AM Best TV, AM Best Audio, Best Review Magazine, or Best Day. Find out more by calling AM Best Advertising Sales at 908-439-2200, extension 5399, and have a great day.